so the American Fornicator, but I've also kicked around the idea of taking it in the direction of not accidentally divorced, but hang on to yes, Mr. I'm eating chips and dip while I drive. Accidentally engaged. I think that might be a good avenue for it to go on, and then come into the fornication thing later, you know. Actually have the movie made around the American Fornicator. Well, wouldn't that be some shit, huh? Yeah, accidentally engaged. Goes on the storyline of the whatever the fuck her name was story, and then once he's accidentally engaged and he starts going to counseling, and he's got to go to Catholic counseling and Baptist counseling, and then pretty soon he just ends up at the fucking psychiatrist, you know. And he's telling this story to the psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist has a friend that's a fucking movie producer. And so, movie producer, the psychiatrist introduced him to the friend that's a movie producer, and the movie producer says, you know, we need to make this movie about the American Fornicator. And that's when they start going over all of the stories that they haven't already been over. You know, they go over all of these stories about all of the fornicating this guy has done in his lifetime. I think that's a good one. I think that's a good direction to go in. And then, of course, after he talks to the movie producer and goes through the whole telling all the stories, and they can somehow go into production or whatever, but just leave it at that, and then he can go back to his regular life and end up having to break up with the bitch because, you know, he didn't want to be fucking engaged to begin with, you know. And she gets mad at all of the that's what it is. She finds out about all of the fornicating, and she dumps him, you know, because she finds out about all of the fornicating. And so I think that might be a pretty good angle.